Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone that resonates with your intuition, that really draws you, and we'll begin. And we'll do a golden nugget card too at the end for further clarification. Okay, for those of you who chose this gray and white stone, we have the Tower. We have the three of Cups and the Four of Swords. All right. So the Tower is simply something that is perhaps sudden, but will really shake things up. And it's an opportunity, though sometimes it can feel like, oh no. But you know what? This is not, we only have the one major arcana. This probably isn't a big shakeup or anything. It could just be something that's unexpected. It can be an epiphany. It can be just something that changes things. Now, what's interesting about it is the two cards on either sides. So there's the Three of Cups, which a lot of times is celebration. And then we have the Four of Swords, which is retreat. So it's almost sort of like maybe there's an area of your life you haven't been exactly happy with. Maybe it involves socializing or celebrating or getting together with friends or drinking, perhaps, imbibing. Maybe there's an area of your life that you feel like you need to meditate on it. Maybe something happens or has happened recently that makes you think, I need to retreat a little bit here and center myself in my own spirituality, in what I need, in what's right for me. I need to figure this out. So, and of course, the way we figure it out is not by thinking. Journaling can be a way to engage our intellect in this, but sometimes it's really about retreating from the issue, maybe understanding we need to make a change somehow, but asking Source for clarity on this. And now he's meditating, but another way you can retreat is you can do something else that absorbs your thoughts completely and, not think about it. And then you get clarity. Clarity can just come in sometimes, an epiphany, or just something seem to settle somewhere in the back of your brain and you just kind of know what you need to do. So whatever the Tower is and whatever it involves, I think you can have full faith that you're going to have greater clarity about this. And if you do need to make a change in your life, it may not be a major one at all, but it may be, but it's probably something to do with this. If there's a change to be made in your life, you'll gain clarity about it. The less you try to figure out, the less you pursue it, the more clarity you may have. But not that you have to be in a meditative state. You can be, but some people find completely immersing themselves in a completely different thing and not worrying about it, maybe even doing something physically active, can bring clarity. So, however you do that, it looks like you will gain clarity and there may be a change to be made. And maybe an opportunity. If something was a Tower moment and you hadn't planned it, and maybe it was downright inconvenient or troubling, this says, look on it, please, as an opportunity. Not a unfortunate occurrence, it's an opportunity. For those of you who chose the amethyst, the purple stone, we have the Strength card, oh my, and we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. My gosh, some power here. Woo. Okay, so the Strength card a lot of times is this sort of divine protection and strength. But also it can be about the strength in your own personality. I say that because you get the Queen of Wands, you get the King of Cups. You've got two mature, capable figures here. Interesting, both fire and water right? So the Queen of Wands can be fiery. She can get the job done. She has purpose. She has energy. She can do it. She's mature in it. So she wouldn't be reckless about it or single-minded, but, you know, pretty darn focused. And the King of Cups is very wise when it comes to people's emotion, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to his intuition. He's quite wise. There's depth in the King of Cups, and perhaps some experience with dealing with his own strong emotions, you know, dealing with his own, getting his own insights, his own mastery, and he's got it. So there are many strengths within you, and I think Source is taking this reading to tell you that, and to tell you that you not only have the strength of being fiery, but you also have the strength of knowing when not to be fiery, knowing when to be, you know, emotionally quite empathetic or compassionate, or, you know, very skilled in finding the common ground. Maybe you can do a bit of both, but you have much strength. You can accomplish things that a lot of people cannot accomplish, and you know you can. You need to give yourself credit for that. Yeah, and this is saying believe in yourself and be glad for it. Be glad for it. All right, so that's a terrific reading. For those of you who chose the black and tan striped stone here, interesting. We have the Justice card. We have the Hierophant. We have the King of Swords. Okay, so the Justice card. There may be something that's been out of balance or unfair. There may be a legal issue with this Hierophant. Something you're looking into with the King of Swords. And if that is the case, it looks like it will be handled according to justice. So that's a good thing. There will be a good plan with this King of Swords. So this can have to do with a legal issue. This can have to do with contracts. This can have to do with some profession, some human institution, tradition, customs. But with the Justice card, there is a sense of fairness and law here. I think the advice is to go with a mature plan. Use your intellect. You have mature intellect. You can do this. And there will be some real justice and fairness and evenness coming in here. But, you know, maybe bureaucracy too with this Hierophant. It looks to me like you certainly have everything you need to manage this situation, whatever it may be. I mean, sometimes the Hierophant can come up when we're joining a group, or we're seeking the opinion of an expert or a professional. Sometimes we could go with the more abstract meanings of these cards as well, like justice in the abstract. You know, maybe there has been something that's been unfair and does need evening out, and maybe the Hierophant is about maybe the need for people to do what they should do, because the Hierophant is also about societal expectations, doing what's expected, doing what's maybe conventional. So if there's any issue in your life that's been on your mind like that, there may be greater fairness in it, or evenness, or help coming through. This can too be about social justice issues, your mind on governmental issues with this. Truth finding. If that's the case, if your mind's been on these kinds of issues, these are good cards, sort of reassuring cards. So whatever that means to you, those are powerful major arcana with a very powerful intellect. and planning and truth-telling with that King of Swords. If you would like further clarification, we have the Golden Nugget card. The Wheel of Fortune. So in other words, time is on your side. Fate is on your side. Timing. It may be time for a new era. Something is fated to occur, perhaps. You know, and I always say that, take that with a grain of salt, because I do not believe the future is written in stone. I do believe there are things that are coming in because, you know, perhaps they were part of our contract, or perhaps it's just time, you know, when we came into this world, or perhaps it's just time for something to occur on a larger basis, larger than us. So I do think fate plays a role, but at the same time, I do think we have tremendous power to create our own future. So, you know, that being said, there may be something that it's time for a new era in some area of your life, or regarding something that impacts you. So I always say when we get the Wheel of Fortune card, please don't assume what's been true, say, the last 10 years is going to be true the next 10. You know, there are times and seasons in our lives. And sometimes the next chapter looks nothing like the chapter ahead of it, before it, you know. Sometimes we can, on our path of seeking, doing better and better, following our intuition and seeking source, we can leave a lot of learning opportunities, shall we call them, challenges. We can leave a lot of them in the last chapter, and we can have an entirely new era that looks a lot different, and in which we have the benefit of what we've learned. So I think that's an excellent card to pull for the clarifier. Well, I hope you have an awesome day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.